Hey everybody, Matt here. Welcome back to another episode on Field Contact. I've been saying I'm going to do a video on the truck and I keep hinting at it and I just haven't gotten to it. Well, today's that day. So behind me is the 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor, aka Silver Bullet. So today we're going to do a quick walk around, and I say quick in comparison to when I did the walk around the Jeep, because honestly there isn't that much done to it, which is kind of the whole purpose of why I got this specific vehicle in this package, which I'll explain more later. So quick overview. It's a 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor. It is the super crew cab, so it has the 4 doors. The Tremor package already comes with some upgraded features that is desirable to me and for the things that my family and I like to do. So it already came a little bit taller. It already came with the metric version of a 31-inch tire in a true all-terrain. And it already came with the upgraded Fox shocks and a rear locking differential, tow package, things like that. So straight off the factory floor, like, it was a lot of truck for what I wanted. And my intentions with this vehicle is not to be crazy in the Jeep, right? Those of you that watch that video, again, thank you, because I know that was a long one, but there was a lot of things in that, right? And because there was so much done to it, it was very narrow lane for what like its purpose was, right? This truck already has been serving me super well. One, it gets phenomenal gas mileage. It has more horsepower, and I have the bed, right? I don't have to play Tetris when I'm loading up stuff, which is nice compared to like when I had the Jeep with the full roll cage and all that stuff. First thing I bought after we drove this off the lot was I ordered a larger cooler, because now I don't have to compromise for what we bring, because now I have bed space. So that was like the first thing I ordered. So let's take a walk around. So 2021 Ford Ranger. You're probably noticing some things which we will talk about in a second. Nothing crazy special. But there's definitely some subtleties to it. So staying with the exterior of the truck, you probably know that, well, it's kind of, I'm parked underneath an old parking garage at the mall. So it's not super level, but this truck actually sits now taller. And it sits taller thanks to Ford Ranger's lift. Found them on Instagram. If you have a Ford Bronco, Ford Ranger, Ford Maverick, and you're looking for a lift or other small bolt-ons that isn't going to break the bank and support small business, like, that's who I would recommend. So I ordered their leveling kit specifically for the Tremor, which raises the front 2 inches to level it out with the rear. And then I ordered their ditch lights, hood lights, A-pillar, whatever you want to call them, this bracket. So there's some companies out there, we won't name them, but like you have to like cut stuff and then they sit out here, which is kind of nice because it's not in your view, right? But I don't feel like cutting into a brand new truck. So, and I like these because they literally bolt right to the hood hinge brackets, which make it super easy to install. And they just look good. So Ford Ranger's lift brackets for the lights, and then their spacer sits right on top of the Fox coilover and just kind of opens up that wheel well a little bit more. So I've read and seen guys with that 2-inch spacer on this typical truck can run an equivalent of a 35-inch tire. Now, I've already said, and I'm going to say it here, I don't plan on going bigger than a 33, and that's more for gas mileage and things like that, but also I don't need a 35-inch tire. I think a 33-inch tire would be perfect, and it would be very minimal. To clear the 33-inch tire, they got this crash bar here, which Ford Ranger's Lift has a video on how to remove this crash bar so that the larger tires don't rub, as well as this one back here. So realistically, 4 bolts and a little cutting to some extra pieces of metal, like that's all you need to do. Like, I'm okay with that. So we've done the spacers, did the lights. These are the Squadron Sport Baja Designs. Got these from SDHQ here locally, and they're not amber. They just have the amber lenses, so that I have options for different driving conditions. The headlights are bright and the fog lights are bright, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit more light power, right? You probably noticed the side steps. Those were already on there. They're nice for the kids to get in and out, but I have already whacked the crap out of my shins on them, so we'll kind of see if those stay, to be honest, or if I just do like a true slider, which will get rid of some of that hang down and give a little bit more ground clearance and a little bit more protection, but still give a place for the boys to step. We tinted the windows dark just because I think it looks good. And then we added the rear light. This is the exact same light I had on the Jeep for the rear. It works great for both dust light, camping, all that stuff. Same thing. It is a Baja Designs. This is the S2 Pro. So it's a combo, so it has the driving and the flood, but it also has the amber lens for that dust application. And then it's simply mounted flush with the bed using the SDHQ billet truck bed adapter. I'm thinking about doing another one over in that corner, not for a light, but to run a small flag. So like when we are out in the desert, you can kind of see the vehicle a little bit better. Other update was the stubby stubby antenna. Not that this truck parks in the garage, but when I do pull it in, I always hate it backing out because it caught and I was just waiting for it to rip it. So it looks cleaner, so nothing crazy. And then the bed liner's been sprayed in, which that was done courtesy of the dealer, but that's realistically it that's done to it, right? Super simple, nothing crazy, but it just works. Like Megan and I went to Mexico. If you've watched the other videos, we went to Mexico down to Rocky Point. Some people call it Sand Hill, Competition Hill, but even with just like as it is now, this thing went up that sand hill super easy with like no real struggles, and we'll kind of get into why that is. So that's the exterior truck. Let's move into the inside. All right, so now that we're inside the truck, it's a mid-size truck, right? So it's not a full size, it's not the mega cabs, it's not any of those things, but there's still a lot of space in here for my family and I, to where we can sit comfortably and like travel, right? The Tremor package has like the nicer seats with the stitching. It's also got the upfitter switches, which I'll show you in a minute, but it's kind of simple. It's not over the top, but it does what I need it to do, which is point A to point B, as well as with the little bit of off-roading, dirt roads, forest roads, things like that this truck will see now, right? So plenty of space on the back for the boys, even with car seats and booster seats, and still plenty of space for myself and then anybody sitting up in the front passenger seat without like having like roll cages and knees in the dash or anything like that, right? So from my view, this is the driver's seat, right? It's not super extravagant, but it is nice for a mid-sized pickup truck. You know, it's got leather wrap steering wheel. It's got the leather wrap gear selector. This is the four-wheel drive stuff. The dial is a little getting used to compared to having the lever like as a Jeep, right? But it's actually nice. There isn't navigation, but it works with my iPhone, so it does all that Apple CarPlay stuff, right? Went back to the tried and true Mob Armor case and mount just because it works great, and I can pull up like my other GPS apps like On the X and things like that for when we're out with no service. So I just like it. I like it a lot. But one of the reasons why I wanted the Tremor specifically was because of the four-wheel drive with the rear locker, the upgraded suspension, the already mild lift, the 31-inch tires, but it also had these upfitter switches. So these are the same things that like you would see on like the Ford Raptor. It's pretty much, the switches are already wired through a fuse box and everything from the factory. So all you got to do is literally connect your accessories, whether they're your lights, winches, whatever the case may be, to one of those wires, and all it is you have to connect the hot wire. It's already grounded, it's already on a fuse and a relay, so it just makes the install super quick and super easy, and it makes it look factory. Like I don't have to like cut into the dash, I don't have to add any other switches. Like I already have them here, and as you can see, like they're labeled hood and then the amber for the rear, and I still have the other 4 switches to go to like if I need something else. But like honestly, the hardest part about running the front lights and the rear amber light was the mounting. The mounting took me longer than actually hooking the wires up and having power to them, and it's all off the battery, super easy. Like the little bit of extra money for some of these additional comforts were well worth it in my opinion. Because I said the truck doesn't fit in the garage. Like I can pull it in and do things with it, but it's just a little bit too long for my garage. So because this is like one of the nicest things I've ever owned, I bought a dash mat to keep the dash, you know, protected when it's parked up on the side of the house. But more so, I needed to get my patches on there, right? So this is the front seat. Let's check out the back, and then I'll show you some other features. So again, the back isn't, like I said, super massive, but there's plenty of space for my kids who are 4.5 and 6, right? Like plenty of leg room. Take my kid's booster out, like I can sit back here, like I could sit exactly back here and be comfortable, and I could do this for an 8-10 hour drive, right, and be fine, or a day out on the trail with friends. So that was another huge point of getting this. There's no roll cage, no harness bars, nothing hitting your knees, nothing that you have to like go in a certain way to fit. It just works, and I like it. The front seats with the leather and the micro suede and the stitching is the same for the rear. You just can't see it because, like I said, this is one of the nicest things I've owned. So there's actually a towel down, and then I have this. It's actually a dog, like for dogs, like if you put your dog in the back so they don't destroy it. I have it on here just so that this way the boosters and the car seats, and then just kids with the stuff that kids have, don't destroy the back seats, because this truck wasn't cheap, but it wasn't, you know, the price of a Raptor or a TRX or anything like that, right? But I want my stuff to last just like all of you, so we take care of our things, right? So down and dirty of the inside. Kind of show you some of the other features real quick. So it does all its stuff, turning everything on and whatnot. It's got all the different audio, climate, phone apps, all that stuff, directions, all that craziness, right? But what I like down here, if you can see it, so here's the four-wheel drive, the transfer case selector, but here's everything else. So it's got like this has the auto off, the auto start and stop, which I'm not a huge fan of, so always turn that sucker off. Rear locker switch, your trailer stuff, and then your traction control for when you want to get loose. But what I like about this is the trail mode. So it says we're in 4 high right now. So now we're in 4 low, like the traction control is off, all that good stuff. Like the rear locker is now engaged, like you can see that stuff popping up. What I like is the trail mode. So you have like normal driving, I don't know if you can see that all that well. Grass, gravel, snow, mud and ruts, and then sand. So I used the sand setting when I was out in Mexico going up that sand hill, and I am not the guy to like explain what all of it does, but I can tell you there was a noticeable difference when I was driving it, right? I don't know if it changes the shift points for the 2.3 liter motor that this has with the turbo, but it rode different for each condition, which was nice, and it's just kind of a neat feature that I've never really had. But there you have it. There's the Ford Ranger, the new workhorse for the family and I. Still got the first aid kit that we've discussed in other videos, right? So it's all still relevant, but that's it. Future plans for what I want to do to this truck are pretty simple. It's upper billet, A-arms, billet tie rod ends, bumper, and then maybe like a true like sidestep rock slider thing to get rid of those shin diggers, but that's like realistically it. It's not going to be super much involved after that, because it already has like the Fox reservoir shocks. Like it's already got nice features, and from driving it a few times off road, like I just like it, and it works, it's comfortable. And for what we're going to be doing, more camping, expedition, exploring stuff, like I don't need a whole lot, right? So, but that's it. Thanks for watching. Sorry if this was very short, to the point. It wasn't intended to be crazy long, because there isn't much done to it, and it's kind of how I like it. So, and that's kind of how I'm going to plan on keeping it. But thanks for watching. We'll see what we're going to do for the next one. The next video might be some shooting in my plate carrier. I got some stuff coming in that I'm going to change it up a little bit, so we might work in that, or we'll figure something else out. But as always, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, right? If you share it and one other person watches it and subscribes, like, that would be awesome, because that would literally double our subscribers overnight. So help me please with that. And then lastly, be kind to one another. It's holiday seasons. I talked about that in the last video. You never know what somebody else is going through, so don't put yourself in a situation if you can simply walk away, because you don't know where that person is on that ledge to where they might just say screw it, right? I'm sure some of you have seen videos floating around, people getting arguments, weapons being pulled when they could have just easily walked away or stayed away, and they put themselves in a crappy situation. So be kind, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Hey, real quick, I forgot to say, like I normally say, right? All the products that I listed, Ford Ranger's Lift, SDHQ, Baja Designs, like Ford, right? None of those are things that I'm promoting, advertising. They're just simply things that I have purchased or used. I'm not getting anything back. No sponsorships, no kickbacks, no discount codes, none of that crap. It's literally just me being an average guy, you know, working an average job, making money just like everybody else, using products that I'm either A, trying out, supporting small local, or B, I've used them before and they just work. So I wanted to get that out there because I don't want people to start thinking like I'm collecting anything for these videos, because I'm not. This is simply all for my own hobbies and entertainment, and I just wanted to get that out there. So if you are interested in those companies, by all means check them out. They've been great working for me as far as like what I've used them for, but I'm not getting nothing in return for them. So I just wanted to get that disclaimer out there. So thanks again. See you on the next one. Cheers.